defending champs are done. Here's Jaylen Brown taking the podium.
It stings, as it should. You know, anytime, you know, losing stings, especially finishing your season like this, you know. You know, it just wasn't our year. Things didn't go your way this year. Things didn't go our way this year. And it's unfortunate, but, you know, we hold our head up regardless. Losing to the Knicks, you know, feels like death. But, you know, I was always taught that there's life after death. So we'll get ready for whatever's next in the journey. I'll be ready for.
Feels like death. That got grim in a hurry. We bring in Brian Windhorst from the floor of Madison Square Garden. You heard Jaylen Brown talking right there. You spent some time with the Celtics post-game. What sense did you get, Brian, of how the Celtics are dealing with this loss?
Not well. So they were very complimentary of the Knicks. They were blown away tonight. They totally were not able to match the Knicks' intensity. They said that up and down the line. The Knicks won this series, handled their business. But they're mostly surprised, David, in how fast this ended. They really liked the position that they were in at the end of the regular season. They liked the way they played against the Magic in the first round. And even though they fell behind 2-0 in this series, I think they felt okay about themselves after Game 3. But the injury of Jason Tatum has walloped them. They tried to recover and are not over it. I know that it's natural to ask if this team was just fatigued from this runs the last couple of years. The players and coaches say no. They did not feel they were fatigued. They thought that this team could make another run, and they were really not ready for the way this series unfolded. And then obviously the Tatum injury they're still recovering from.
Yep, the Celtics were the favorites coming into this postseason, and now they are out a premature start to their offseason. As for the Knicks, if you can, put into context what this run to the conference finals means for that team.
Well, they were a team that we thought had sort of maxed out during the regular season. They had played so poorly against the top teams, but they've played some of their best basketball in this playoffs. And one of the things I think that you've seen, and it really was on display tonight, is how mentally tough the Knicks are. They may not have the greatest depth. They may not have the greatest collection of talent when you look at the top line talent. But they are very mentally tough. And what they did coming into this game was focus in on their defense. They spent the last 36 hours focusing on their defense, and they played one of the best defensive games this unit has put together. The intensity that they played with and the following of the game plan was tremendous in this game. It totally knocked the Celtics off of their mark. And they now wake up, David, with home court advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. Madison Square Garden will host Game 1 on Wednesday. When this playoff started, they had probably the toughest draw in the NBA, looking at having to go through Boston, Cleveland, and the Western champions if they wanted to win the title. Now they're through in a rematch with Indiana with home court advantage.
Yeah, that series starts on Wednesday. So the top two seeds are out. We got the 3-seeded Knicks against the 4-seeded Pacers. If you can, Brian, just give me one thought on that series, what you might be looking for.
Well, I think it was really important for the Knicks to get it done today and get the 4 days off, because Indiana's goal in every series, but particularly this one where the Knicks are a little bit of a shallow team, is to wear them out. They will try to wear them out in games. They will try to wear them out over the course of the series. Indiana plays high pressure, high speed, uses their depth. This is going to be a war of attrition that Indiana is going to fight against them, but the Knicks have demonstrated that they can handle a lot of heat and that they can thrive, and they have the great advantage of rest plus home court. It will give them a great opportunity to be in a good position to start the next series.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Again, that starts on Wednesday. Brian giving us his thoughts from New York City as the Knicks.
Kendrick Perkins now with us. Perk said at halftime, if the Knicks lose this game, he's going to go on a diet. Perk, you can eat whatever you want, my friend.
Yeah, I'm heading to Fixins and go get me some, some chicken and waffles as soon as I leave out of here. Yeah.
Dr. Pepper, too. Get some Dr. Pepper going.
Oh, Perk, the Knicks straight demolished the Celtics from start to finish. Just what stood out the most for you in the clinic that New York put on against the defending champs?
Well, the person that they got this summer that was going to move the needle, and that's Karl Anthony Towns. And you look at the way that he played in Game 5, he didn't play with no emotions. He was pouting. all of a sudden the big fella woke up, and he woke up in great fashion, punishing those mismatches down low, shooting the tray ball at a high level, defending his behind off defensively, sliding those feet, and you can see Cat is the emotional young guy, and you could tell he feeds off the energy of the crowd. I thought he did an excellent job of coming out and setting the tone, the balanced attack, and I think the Knicks just fed off of him tonight.
Yeah, 21 points, but it looked like he had so much more going. He was just all over the place. Let's talk about the Celtics. What happened?
What happened? What happened? The Knicks happened. They got on their heels like a pair of church socks. This is the best overall performance that I've seen the Knicks play in this postseason, especially on the defensive side of things. People were calling for a Tom Thibodeau type team defensively. We saw tonight the physicality was up. We saw them contesting all shots, fighting over screens. We saw them blocking shots, rebounding, doing all the little things that didn't show up in the stat sheet. And I was like, what the hell this Knicks team been? Tonight, they punched first. They didn't wait for the Celtics to swing first and then they get their lick back. Tonight, they came out, they were the instigators and not the retaliators. Look at that closeout right there by Mitchell Robinson. That's 7-1 on Jaylen Brown, closing out from the paint. That's the type of energy that you need when you're trying to go and compete and win a championship, especially when you're trying to close out a series and send home the defending champs.
Yeah, when Jaylen Brown fouled out with almost 3 minutes left in the third, you could feel the breeze from the white flag they were waving at that point. But back to these Knicks. How far can this team go based on what you saw tonight?
They could win the NBA championship. I mean, let's be honest. You look around the league right now, the Final Four teams that are playing, you have Indiana, and no disrespect to them because they're playing some unbelievable basketball, well coached. I think that series is going to go 7 games against the Knicks. I got the Knicks winning in 7. And then you look across at the Western Conference, right? You got Oklahoma City in the battle right now with the Denver Nuggets. They should pull that off. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, they got to face them. And, they're going to be in a dogfight with OKC. The Knicks have a legit shot at winning the NBA championship. If they play like they did tonight, defensively, and with the energy that they had, absolutely. And they still have the best closer in the game of basketball in Big Body Brunson.
Yeah. All right, Perk. We'll see what happens. Game 1's on Wednesday. Stand by. We got Stephen A. coming, Wendy joining the show. Lots more to come. We're rolling till midnight, all Knicks. Thanks.
All right, let's show you how Game 6 played out. Pick it up. Celtics won big in Game 5 in Boston. The Knicks trying to answer back, and you got the sense right away this was going to be New York's night. Mikal Bridges, who had 22 on the night. The Nova Knicks in full effect, and then Jaylen Brown. It was pretty much the offense for Boston in this game. Through contact, makes the foul shot, and then Brown going to step back on Cat. Brown had 20. Celtics down by 1 at that point. Minute and a half to go in the first. Towns wide open, leaves the fingers up. Knicks up by 6 after 1. They would pour it on in quarter 2. Mitchell Robinson, great defense, runs out and just smothers Brown in the corner, forces the turnover. On the other end, Cat. You heard Perk talking about just so aggressive. He played with a vengeance. Stephon Marbury there. Love it. Starberry in the house. And then Miles McBride. The chase down on Derek White. That starts it up the other way. Josh Hart, he had a triple-double, 10 points, 11 boards, 11 assists. Knicks by 19. A minute left in the half. Cat attacking again. He had 21 and 12 boards. Knicks up by 27. They're up 24 here. How about McBride? The Knicks with a 27-point lead at the half. That's tied for their biggest playoff halftime lead ever. Tied with the Willis Reed game back in 1970 when they led by 27 at the half against the Lakers in Game 7 of the finals. So that's the first half. Probably don't need to see too much of the second half, but let's check this out. The Knicks led for a grand total of 21 minutes and 58 seconds in that first half. Entering play tonight, in the entire series, the Knicks had spent just 17 minutes and 2 seconds leading in first half action in total. All right, half 2, Brunson going to work. Stepping back on Brown, Knicks by 31. They're having fun. It's a celebration at MSG. Towns and 1. Knicks by 37. And then Brunson up fake, and he gets Jaylen Brown to foul out with almost 3 minutes left in the third period. So he's gone, and the Celtics' hopes are gone as well. Off the miss, Hart chasing it down as he did all night, finds OG Anunoby, who also had 23. 4 20-point scores for the Knicks. If you had the Knicks minus 37.5, that's a heck of a call. An absolute demolition of the champs, 119-81 the final. A star-studded crowd there at the Garden, enjoying it from start to finish as the Knicks eliminate the Celtics in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. This 38-point win is not only the largest win in a series-clinching win in Knicks franchise history, it's the largest win in any playoff game for New York in the eternity of time. So that's a pretty good win, a pretty convincing win to knock off the champs.
Unbelievable night for New York. And this is new on SportsCenter. Head coach Tom Thibodeau takes the podium.
Yeah, I thought start to finish was terrific. And also, want to congratulate the Celtics on a terrific season. Unfortunate injury to Jason Tatum, but they're a terrific organization, ownership, front office, coaching staff. Joe Mazzulla's a terrific coach, great players, first-class organization. Hats off to them for the season they had in defending their championship.
Coach, congratulations on getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Would you say tonight's performance was the best in the postseason?
Probably, and we knew we would have to play 48 minutes against them. They're terrific on both sides of the ball. They play their style no matter what. And so they're not going to hand you anything. You have to earn it, and I felt that we did that.
Tom, it seemed from the start, and then even when the league got to 30, you guys were beating the loose balls and stuff. The urgency you had talked about, was that kind of on display there all game long?
Yeah, and again, it's how you respond to the challenge that's in front of you. And so, and we can't get carried away. Obviously, it's a great win, and we advance, and, you look at that, but you also understand you have to get ready for the next series. And we know that Indiana's a terrific team, and we're going to have to be ready.
Tom, you guys obviously, through the first few games of the series, dug a bunch of holes that you had to fight back from. Today, you guys jump out to a huge lead. Just was there a difference in approach? Did you sense that the team was going to come out?
You got to win games different ways. So every game's different. Then there's really no carryover from one game to the next, other than you have to be ready to win that game that particular night and understand, what you need to do in order to do that. And I think when you understand that part of it and you understand how important your preparation is, that gives yourself the best chance to win. So you learn from each game and you try to move it forward.
Tom, Mitch had a bunch of...
All right, we're joined now by Karl Anthony Towns from the winning Knicks. Cat, 7 months ago, Celtics beat you in the regular season opener by 23 in Boston. Now you come back and end their season on your home court and dethrone the champs. How does all of this feel for your team?
I mean, it's special, to see all the work we put in and to see see all materialize, to be able to have this opportunity in front of our fans to go to the Eastern Conference Finals against a team that, like you said, we struggled against in the regular season. It just shows the grit of this team, the fight of this team, and the continuity that we have. That locker room is special. We believe in each other. We'll sacrifice for each other. I think this series showed it.
Take me back a couple nights, Karl. Boston won by 25 at their place 2 nights ago. What happened after that? What did you guys say to each other? How did you guys turn the table tonight?
I mean, just regroup. We had a good day of practice, quick turnaround. We had to let go of that game and we had to focus on ourselves, watch tape. Had to talk about the hard truths about that game. We didn't play well. We didn't execute. we weren't disciplined, and we made it a point tonight to come out and play the best game possible, the best game for us in the season. And I think that we did a great job of executing, being disciplined, and trying to accomplish that goal. I thought we did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched in that game. You only had to watch for a few minutes to tell that you were sort of in a different mindset. You were attacking. You were getting downhill a lot. You were very emotional. We saw you flexing after made baskets. Tell me about your just how you went into approaching this game.
You know, I just, honestly, I approached it like last year against Denver, Game 7. You know, you got to be willing to leave it all on the court. You got to, you know, be willing to die for this. And I wanted to come out here and give us the best chance possible to not have to have this game go back to Boston in Game 7. I just wanted to do my part. And, you know, God is good. You know, we found a way to get it done tonight, execute at a high level, and got some good momentum going into the next round. But got a lot of things to clean up, and the job's not done. So, you know, it's great. We enjoy this tonight. Have a good day, get our bodies right tomorrow, and, you know, get back to the drawing board.
Just one more before we go. Knicks fans, as you know, they're starved for a winner. What was the atmosphere like in that building tonight?
It was electric. It's been electric all year, though, but they found another level tonight. This was special. This was special. You know, you know, it's been 25 years since they've seen the Eastern Conference Finals berth. So for the fans, it was special. For us as players, you know, we wanted to give them what they deserve. You know, they've showed up every single night for us, and they deserve this moment. And we did everything we possibly can to give them this moment. And for the players, including myself, you know, it's special to, you know, the brothers that was with me on Saturdays at the Gauchos gym, Sundays at Rucker Park, to my Dominicans that's been supporting me, Washington Heights, all the Dominicans in New York that have been just showing up and showing out. You know, I think this is something special for me to be able to provide this moment for them. You know, they sacrifice, you know, a ton of their childhood to allow me to work on my game at the Gauchos gym. You know, to all my brothers that was with me at Rucker Park, all the brothers that was with me in all those AAU games in the Tri-State, especially in New York. You know, I dedicate this to them. You know, they prepared me for this moment. They prepared me to be a Knick, and without them, you know, I don't know I'd have the same moment without them.
A great shout out to your roots, and what a celebration tonight at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks are moving on to play the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Karl Anthony Towns joining us tonight. Karl Anthony, we appreciate the time.
I appreciate you.
Now joining us, Stephen A. Smith, and he's got a special guest with him, New York Knicks legend John Starks in the house. Gentlemen, I go to you. What is your reaction from what you saw tonight?
I will start off with you, John Starks. Take it away, man.
It was amazing. I expect them to come out and win this game, but not in this fashion, as we talked about. It was a defensive-minded team starting off the game, and offensively they just went on an explosion. And I said earlier today that, you know, you have to treat Jaylen Brown like Jason Tatum.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's going to get here, but you have to shut everybody else off. And the Knicks did a beautiful job of that. And the outcome was what it was.
I got to tell you something. Coming into this game, looking at what the Knicks were doing, getting outscored on fast break points, getting outscored on points off turnovers, you knew they weren't getting back on defense nearly as well as they should have. And I said to myself, it's got to start there defensively. The Celtics had 37 points in the first half. The New York defense just put the clamps on them. You had balanced scoring. Only 4 times this postseason did a team have 4 guys score 20-plus points. The New York Knicks did it twice, okay, in this series alone. Did it once against Detroit, and Denver was the only other team. This New York Knicks team came to play tonight. They annihilated and beat down the reigning defending NBA champions, albeit without Jason Tatum. I expected the New York Knicks to lose, although I was a little scared, John. I ain't gonna front. I was a little scared after what I saw Wednesday night. But even that, I still expected the New York Knicks to win. I did not expect a beatdown. That's what happened to the Boston Celtics tonight. Derek White went from 34 points and 7 3-pointers to a total of 8 points. He's a champion. Drew Holiday is a 2-time champion. He had 4 points. 4. And then you look at Cornette, the second coming of Bill Walton in Game 5. He came crashing down to earth like the reserve that he normally is. He had 5 points and 5 rebounds after having 7 blocks in Game 5. So I am very pleased. I am very ecstatic on behalf of all New Yorkers everywhere.
Orange skies, blue. What'd you say?
Orange and blue skies,
there
baby.
you go.
Orange
There
and
you
blue
go.
skies.
Orange and blue skies.
Oh, I can just feel it in New York right now. Guys, I got to tell you, we're watching the game, and we see everybody courtside. We see Ben Stiller. We see you guys. We see it's like a who's who of New York royalty on the sidelines. Yeah. What's the atmosphere like there for MSG in that Game 6? What did it feel like for you?
It's crazy. You know what it is that the celebrities that comes here, and we always talk about this, is they come to be a fan and enjoy basketball. It's not like out on the West Coast. It's here on the East Coast. They come and truly enjoy being a fan of basketball, and you can sense it. You know, I had, guys coming down to me, slapping hands and stuff. So they into it, and that's a beautiful thing about New York. And we in the Mecca. Come on now, we in the Mecca. And that's how we do it.
Well, here's the deal. Usually, just their disposition, the Larry Johnsons, the Latrell Sprewells, the Patrick Ewings of the world, even when they smile, it's basically a grin. They've been showing all their pearly whites tonight. I mean, you should have seen everybody. I mean, they understood what this moment is. It's been since 1999 that the New York Knicks have closed out a series at Madison Square Garden. That makes this the first time in 26 years.
Wow.
This is a very, very big deal. And I believe, John Starks, this is the best shot that the New York Knicks have had at a championship in 30-plus years. The 30 years, I'm sorry, okay? This is it right here. It's right there. It's in front of your face, okay? You need 4 more. Indiana's no joke. Exceptionally well coached by Rick Carlisle, but damn it, we'll deal with that Wednesday. Right now, it's Friday night, and we got until Wednesday to celebrate what has just transpired.
Yes, we
Going
do.
To the conference
and
finals.
I have to get
Going
this
to the conference
man
finals.
off my back.
Yeah.
I have to get this man off my back. So, New York, let's get it done, all right? Let's get it done.
I love you. I love you. It's just a memory. It's just a memory. It was one game. It's a Game 7, NBA Finals, okay? It hurts me, but I love you. I love you to death.
There you go. That's what I like.
You did so much. And by the way, Jalen Brunson came up to me and said, I have nothing to say to you. Carl Anthony Towns said, you picked the wrong team, because I picked Boston before the series began.
Oh.
I, like everybody else in America, changed my mind when they won games 1 and 2 in Boston.
Now.
Come on, man. There wasn't anybody picking Boston outside of New York Knicks fans. I mean, come on now. Ain't nobody picking the Knicks against the Boston Celtics. But when
you got to stay true, though, Steven.
When you won the first 2 games, hey, here's my logic. Here's my logic.
Okay, what's the logic?
When they won the first 2 games, I switched it up, right?
Yep.
But I didn't mind being held accountable for picking against the Knicks, because that's when they play best.
Oh.
I don't give a damn about being wrong. If that means that you're going to step it up and play. You see Carl Anthony Towns play?
Yeah.
You see I've been calling him out the last couple of days? Did you see how he played tonight?
He played.
That's right.
Played big.
And then came over to me and said, yo, you keep getting at me. And I was like this. You see it worked, didn't you?
So wait, they needed you to encourage them. So then does that mean you're picking the Pacers in the next round? Is that how this works?
No.
He's not going to do that.
I'm not doing that.
He's not going to do that.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing one
Orange
series at a time.
Orange and blue skies, baby. That's how we roll
We're
here.
going to ride this momentum right into the finals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the
Now I
next
can
moment.
get this man off my back.
Okay, finally.
I won't be on his back anymore. I promise.
This is the